and COVID's not fun. And how do you juggle? Because I'm like, I can't do this. So, right, I get to see my husband more, which is wonderful. And it's so nice having lunch together. Just made it through the day, then you did a good job. So,
It boosts up the excitement.
Thanks. That's who I am. You know, that's who I am. I'm just like, oh yeah, whatever. It's Nikita. You're so sweet.
Thank you. So hello everybody, that's Nikita. Today I am bringing you one very special guest, that's Alli, all the way from America. So I am super excited to have her today on my channel. So I'm excited. We are just, go with the flow today. No preparation. Okay, so that's all about Alli. She's super sweet, very nice. I am pretty sure that, you are going to enjoy both of us together today. So Alli, all yours, how you want to express.
Thanks, Nikita. And hi, everyone. This is the first time I'm on anything like this, so it's really scary and also exciting. So I hope I do this right and do a service to you guys and give you a little bit of advice on some things that have worked for me during COVID. So I'm Alli. I live in Raleigh, North Carolina in the United States, and I work at Red Hat with Nikita. And I have the pleasure of working with her with Tableau stuff and, life things. So it's been really great working with her. And so really glad you're here on her channel because I think that she's giving you a lot of good advice. So I thought what we would talk about today is going through, we're all in COVID and COVID's not fun. And how do you juggle being at home and working, right? So it's really hard. Like I work in the front room of my house. You can see my kitchen right there, right? So it's really hard to leave it here, right? And go into my living room and be with my husband and not be thinking about work in the other room because right there versus I would have to drive 30 minutes to the office. So, and I'm going to say I'm not perfect at this. Nowhere near perfect at this, and I've just recently found some things that work for me. So I would say the first thing is making sure you're setting boundaries, right? With the people that you work with and also with the people that you're home with. So this is my time that I'm working. I work, 8 to 5, and that's my working time. And we have a break at lunch, right? And in between there, I have meetings. Sometimes it's okay if you come and talk to me, and sometimes it's not, right? And then same for after work. Like my team knows that at 5, like I'm done. And if they need something, I'm happy to answer it. But hopefully it's an emergency. And it's really hard. It's hard to set boundaries. It's hard to set boundaries, let alone in your personal life. And then like at work too, right? Especially something you're getting paid for. But I think it's really important. And so my hope is that your work values that because we're very lucky that Red Hat values boundary setting and making sure that you're taking care of yourself. So I hope that that resonates with y'all and your work does that too. If it doesn't, try it. Talk to your boss. Like make sure that they're thinking about it as well. Boundaries are the first thing. Second thing I found, at the end of the day, every day, and this sounds really silly, but I do what's called a brain dump. So I have like a Google sheet where I put in everything that's in my brain at the end of the day. And you have thoughts swimming and swimming through your head, right? All day. And so at the end of the day, I just dump it and it's just on a paper. And so I know exactly what I need to focus on the next day. I know what else I've been trying to think about, and then, just random stuff that I think about throughout the day. And sometimes I pull it up throughout the day too, but most of the time I just pull it up at the end of the day. And that's the first thing I look at the next day in the morning too. So it helps me set my day off right. So those have really helped me. And I think the brain dump also, a lot of people wake up in the middle of the night because they're like dreaming about work. Like I don't do that anymore because I just like get it all done because I'm like, I can't do this. So those are the two things I think that have worked for me the most. Now they're not going to work for everybody, but that's what's worked for me.
Yeah. So Alli, amongst all of that crisis and also, personal disbalance and everything, how did you, like, how did life change for you personally? Were there any glitches, I would say?
So when we first started working from home, we only have one office in my house. And so that was a big conversation with my husband and I of like, who gets the office? So he won, but only because I wanted to be in the front room because those. So I wanted all the windows. So now I work in this like big space and like I didn't have a monitor, I didn't have anything. So I just had my laptop. So I had to order a bunch of stuff. And but I mean, a lot of positives come from it, right? I get to see my husband more, which is wonderful. And it's
Yeah.
so nice having lunch together and, just having that extra time. My dog's really happy that I'm home. We don't have any kids. I feel for the people that have kids because I have no idea how y'all are doing it. Um, Superstars. And if you just made it through the day, then you did a good job. So, right? So I mean, I would say more positive came out of it for us rather than glitches. But we're very, very lucky in that because for a lot of people, it has not been like that. So I try to think every day more positive than negative when I can. So it doesn't always work, but it helps with like outlook and everything because we don't know when this is going to end. And it's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, any stress management tips that you want to say, because most of the people, struggled through a lot of stress going on because of not being able to manage the work life.
Hmm.
And not necessarily we, because, we got everything that we, without even asking, we got everything we wanted, right?
Yeah.
So, for all those people who had to go through tough times and everything, you want to give any message?
Definitely the boundaries thing that I talked about is key, right? Because you're not going to be able to manage your stress unless you can leave work at work and leave home at home, right? Because that's what we're missing now. Now we're juggling both in the same room all the time versus like I could leave my home stuff at home and now I'm at work, right? So now you have to like get in this mindset of like, okay, I'm in front of my computer, I'm at work, right? So that's the hard part. I think that's the most important thing. And then like taking time for yourself, right? Like take a bath. It seems silly, right? But like take a bath. Like don't be afraid to like do things for yourself. Eat good food, like laugh. Do something fun, right? Like watch a funny show. Do like a board game night with your friends or your family that you live with, right? Do stuff that's different. Like try to get out of the whole like work grind because it's going to be there tomorrow. Like you don't have to worry about it. It's going to be there. So why don't you go do something for yourself? Because more and took more time for myself, nourished my body, nourished my mind, right? So take time for yourself. It sounds silly, but do it. I do it all the time. It's
I
really
mean,
nice.
it sounds deep. I mean, we all talk about it, but actually, very few people do that, taking time out
Yeah.
from work,
Hmm.
pursuing their hobbies, maybe.
Yeah.
So, are you talking about hobbies and interests? Is there anything that you were missing out from a busy schedule and eventually you tried out?
Oh gosh. I don't know. So my husband and I are pretty laid back. I mean, we don't go out with friends as much anymore. I miss like the office happy hours that we would do with friends and stuff like that, just like on a whim, just be like, oh, like let's go out for drinks after work or let's like get lunch or whatever. So, we do those virtually now, every now and then. So that's been nice. It's still different. It's not the same, but it's good to see people outside of like a work environment, which is good. We also do that with our friends sometimes. So we have like little Zoom calls. I did a Zoom gender reveal this weekend with one of my friends who's pregnant. So that was fun. Yeah, it was really fun. So, just finding different ways to be together without being together. And I know that that's something people harp on all the time, but making sure that you still have those connections with people, I think is really important.
Yeah. So, any particular destination, like on a the visit or maybe the place you want to go, what is that place where will you right away jump after everything
Oh
is
my gosh,
open?
that is such a good question. We've been wanting to go to California for a while because my husband has never been. So that would probably be a good one. Or even like, this seems silly, but like flying to Florida to go to like Disney World. Like, driving there's a long way from Raleigh. It's like 10 to 12 hours or something crazy like that. So, and then eventually we want to go to Europe. Now I don't know if we'll do that anytime soon, but like, oh my gosh, I would love to just like be able to be like, oh yeah, let's do that. So, anywhere we can fly, I feel like we're down for that. We've been doing driving trips and stuff now, but it's not the same.
Yeah. I mean, mostly people in India also they were managing by car
Hmm.
rather than flights and all. But everything is open.
Yeah.
How about situation there?
So we're pretty open. So it depends on what state you're in. North Carolina, you can still go out. So we go to restaurants and stuff now. They're at 50% capacity, I think. So there's not as many people. And you really have to be very like good about getting a reservation or else you're going to wait for a long time because they're at that half capacity. But I mean, everything's pretty much open. Like theme parks aren't open, obviously. Disney World is, but I don't think they are here in North Carolina. Sporting events are still, you can't go to those, but we can watch them on TV, so that's good. I mean, it's not the same. You're not allowed to do large gatherings, but like for the most part, like things like the store and restaurants and stores are open. Some stores have fitting rooms open, some do not. So it kind of just depends on like where you go. But we go out to eat all the time because I have to get out of this house.
One interesting thing because I know people are really interested in. You mentioned like you have dogs. What is the name of your dogs? Many people are interested, I know.
Yeah. My dog's name is Gunner, and he's such a good boy. He's like 10 pound. He's a Yorkie poo, which is a mix between a Yorkshire Terrier and a poodle. So he's just a little guy. He's like sleeping somewhere. I don't know where he is, but he's pretty good. We thought that like when we were here that he would be like, doing a bunch of stuff and like be up and around. No, he sleeps all day. Like this man, he sleeps all day.
Laid back? Is he
Oh,
laid
very
back?
laid back. Yes. Oh yeah. Like when we go to lunch, when I go to the kitchen to go to lunch, we'll like try to figure out where he is. He's usually like on our bed, asleep, like passed out, like dead to the world. We're like, I guess this is what you just like don't care that we're here. So it's good because he doesn't really bother us. But I thought he would bother us the whole time. No, he's been good.
That is the cutest thing. Best part of.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because you don't think about that when you're working all the time, right? You don't think about how much time you're not spending with, like the people that you love, the animals you love, like, that kind of thing. So it's been nice. Like if I have a really bad meeting, I just like go find my dog and I just like give him a hug and like it's fine. And then I feel better. So yeah,
Recharges you? It recharges.
yes. Yes. It's so nice. Yeah.
Any last things? Like, if there is anything that you want to cover more?
Um, just hang in there, guys. I mean, this will be over at some point. Take care of yourselves. Make sure you're like we talked about, make sure you're prioritizing yourself first and your mental health because if you don't, you're doing a disservice to people, right? Like it's not just about you. It's about like how you show up for your people. And if you can't show up for your people, that's not great. And you can't show up for yourself. So I know it sounds hard, but you have to prioritize yourself and make sure you're setting those boundaries with other people um, and doing whatever you can to organize your life so that you can have like your work time and your home time.
Okay. So,
Yeah,
Ali, while, winding it up, so is there anything that you missed the most about Office?
miss a lot of things about The Office. What I miss the most is like, when you're having a problem with something and you could just like turn around and be like, hey, so and so, can you sit with me for 5 minutes and like walk me through this? Goodness gracious, I miss that because it is so easy to sit here on the other side of your computer and feel like you're all alone by yourself. Nobody's there to help you because you're like, everyone else is busy. Like, I don't want to ping them. I don't want to bother them. But like, it's not that much different than like turning around and being like, hey, can you come and like help me with this? Right.
Yeah,
So it's that mentality. It's like really hard to get over it. That's what I miss the most. Like, let's go in a huddle room and like figure this out. We don't do that as much anymore.
that's right. I mean, I missed it the most because
Yeah.
everybody's around. Work is fun because you are
Yeah.
interacting with people, continuously chatting, maybe taking some breaks, coffee break, this break, that break.
Yep.
You know,
I
fun.
know. I miss it. Maybe we'll go back one day. I hope.
I am waiting for it, like to go back to office.
I know.
We're saying it bye.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I do it all the time. I'm giving it up to you. You do it. You say bye to the viewers.
Bye, everyone. I hope you have an awesome day, a great week, and a great year. Bye.
Thank you, everybody, for watching us together. It was Alli, and she was super sweet. I hope you guys enjoy this while watching, and we enjoyed it while talking. Okay. Bye bye, everybody.
That was so good.